what an honor to have you here. I'm a little bit nervous, I must confess. Yes, I have to get over it. First, I would like to start from the beginning, because you were born a natural rebel idealist somehow, right? Something in you was already a non-conformist?
Yeah, I was, I think I was sort of getting ready to discover, new horizons, so to speak. And I knew that school wasn't something for me. And I basically, whenever something didn't quite agree with me, as they say in English, I just would move, basically. So, and I'm still doing that, I think. And I tend to think that I'm moving towards something rather than running from something. But, you can look at it both ways.
But if you weren't colorblind, you probably will be a sailor?
Pilot, probably. The pilot was the first thing that I thought, that's what I want to do. Yeah.
And the acting, how did your parents were actors. How did acting come into your life? Because it wasn't easy, right, for you?
Well, for me to become an actor was not my first idea, let's say. My mother and father were actors for stage, and they had suffered from the war. Basically, their careers were bombed, literally, because they didn't want to work for the Germans, and it was the bloom of their life.
Mm-hmm.
And my father, I think, I guess he got over it, but not really. He was a real, jeune premier, and he was deep, and he had even more bluer eyes than me, and the women would just drop, basically. And he was, he was doing leading roles, and then the war broke out, and the Germans came in and had to stop, and it stopped him, I would say, for at least 8 years, and then that whole moment was over. But the thing is that my first performance, and I think it was like when I was 9 or 10, was in a Greek tragedy in Carré, which is, as you probably know, is one of the biggest theaters. Very amazing. And Circus was there first, and I was smaller then, and I knew that's where I stopped. I went, that's yeah. But so we did a play, and my father was playing like one of those blind guys who goes, I've seen something, and he needed a GPS, so I was his his 10-year-old guide, and I had to wear a blue dress. That was not really, that's I was.
No, not cool. Yeah.
And they wanted me to have sandals, and that's where it stopped for me.
I don't agree with this fashion here.
I know, I wanted to be barefoot at least, But the thing is, no, I walk barefoot everywhere, that's the weird thing. Even when the ice was in Amsterdam, I was still walking barefoot. I mean, it's really funny. But, okay, so why I'm telling you this is because it's one of my first memories where, when I was standing on stage, and to me, even then, and always after that, acting felt that things were slow. There was slow motion. And I felt that my parents were acting like, let's see.
Theatrical way. Yeah.
And I would go, come on. And so that's when I saw these 2,000 people in Carré when I was 10. I thought, this is ridiculous. And it is. But if you have to do it, what else are you going to do? And so it took me a long time. I went to acting school because I thought, okay, directing, I like directing, but if I direct something, then I have to know what actors do. And the funny thing was that the acting school was very interesting, but I don't think I learned anything there. so when I finished acting school, which took me a little bit of a thing because they fired me after 3 months, they said, "Hey, boy, you know, you oversleep every day, and we can't have that." And I went, okay. And then I went in the army, and then I played my
That's
first.
the most incredible move of your career, because you are idealist and non-conformist, so the army, it's really
Yeah.
not a thing for you.
No, but I thought, they said you need to learn discipline, and I thought, okay, well, maybe the army will do something. And they did a lot of sports in the army, and that was kind of fun. And then I started to realize that the B company, you know, is a bloody story. If you're unlucky, I thought this is not so, it's not my alley, and I'll just go back to acting school and see if I can do, you know, can finish that. But so I got through it, and then I started acting on stage, and I didn't quite, I felt good if the part was right for me, and I think, you know, roughly, it was a very small company.
In Friesland.
Yeah.
Right,
Which,
yeah.
and that's why I landed in Friesland.
Mhm.
And I think 10% of the time the parts were right for me, and 90% of the time they were slightly off, let's say, for all kinds of reasons. And so I didn't really feel that this was something that I should do, but I didn't know what else I
Could you do?
do. And I can say this now because I realize that now that I was born for film, if you can say that. And I also realized that my attention span is probably like between 20 and 40 minutes. 40 minutes is normal for most people, but I think I'm, you know, lower. And for film, you know, if a scene takes longer than 3-4 minutes, it sucks. So, you know, film saved me. It really saved me, and I got really lucky. Basically, once I started, the first day when I saw the camera for Flores, the TV series, there was something that went through me, and they said, okay, you can do this, and I thought, yeah, I can do this. I can fence, I can ride horses, and stay on them, and the lines, well, I'll get them out somehow, you know. But when I saw the camera, I thought, this is something, you know. And it didn't make sense because there was, you know, this is the first series in Holland, black and white series. I don't think they ever made another black and white series, but anyway, it was like the first of the first anything, and there was no film industry. I mean, I'm sorry, but there is no film industry now. I mean, we make more films, okay, fine, but an industry is something else. You know, it sounds much better than what it really means. And at the time, I think, you know, what were they making? Like 1.5 film in 2 years or something. There were like 3 filmmakers, you know, Frans Rademakers, you know, who was the other guy, the fanfare, the guy, is it? Yeah, there were like 3 or 4, yeah. Anyway, so it didn't make any sense, but I went, and then it was a success, and then I did Fruit, and I decided while I was shooting Flores, because I had to go on stage, you know, two or 3 nights a week, and so they grabbed me from the set at 5, 6. Then we drove like 200 kilometers an hour to some town where I had to perform. And the funny thing is, I felt that I was suffering because I was doing too little on stage, and then the next day I was acting in front of the camera.
And like, that's what's pulling you, right? More.
Yeah, but I was mixing things up. It wasn't, you know, thank God for Paul, because he was still there. But I decided that I was going to either, you know, stay with the theater company and do something, do short plays, because there was a new creative director there who just came in, and he smelled like a rat to me from the beginning, and I smelled like a rat to him from the beginning, and he was right, you know? And I was right too, because he ruined, in the end, he ended up ruining the company because the productions became too big. The whole idea of bringing theater to farmers rather than having farmers come to the theater. It all turned around in 4 years' time, and I had enough, and so I said to him, I will stay, and I know you don't like me, but I can stay and work at the Vestzak Theater, you know, a small 99-seat theater, to do short plays with the people, the actors who are not working, and we did that very successfully, and it helped to maintain funds from the government for a while. But he said, no, I don't want that, and I said, well, then I'm firing myself. And I left, and I was 2 weeks in what's it called? Yeah, it was out of work, and then something happened. I don't remember what it was. But so I decided to fire myself to be available for film. That was the idea. And then I got like 5 German films that were pretty bad, most of them. But I was making money, and I was a film actor suddenly. And I was speaking German, Jesus Christ.
Father dissolved it.
But your collaboration with Paul Verhoeven was very prolific during a lot of films.
Well, Paul was the engine in the beginning, way in the beginning, and we did 5 films together, and a TV series. So I was, he taught me a lot, and so it's just, it's all about money. It's not about, how great we are. Yeah.
Well, so many questions now. Yes.
With so many time before digital, there was no way you could practice film unless you had all this stuff
and money. Yeah.
Well, it was way more complicated then, and so you had an excuse to say, well, I can't. There's no I can't now. You can do it with anything. You can do it with shit, but you can still make a movie. That's what's great about it. And I can tell you that a filmmaker, when he sees a film that you made and he's not shit, we can tell. Because you see it immediately. The first frames, the rhythm, whatever, it's like, it's magic.
Yeah.
And it's, there's more of it now. That's the great thing. There's more of it. There's not more support of it. We have to train people. We have to get it back. We have, I am saying we, because that's what I believe. We fucked ourselves by trying to be commercial too much and sold out. Really, that's very black and white, but that's what I think we just allowed that to happen. The lawyers took over. It's all real estate, and it's all their funding. And that I understand all that, but there's no heart behind, all that. We have to be the heart, and we have to be the engine. So, good luck with that.
Yeah, we need to get rid of the film font. We need to get rid of the film font, maybe. Just,
we
need to stop.
Do you want to think about the second question and then take another one?
No, I already have my second, but
I think you should shut up for a
sure.
minute. There's like 2.5 people who've been asking.
Hello, Mr. Hauer. Pleasure to have you here. I have a quick question for you. I would like to go back to your childhood for just a second. A couple of years ago, I had an opportunity to speak with Mr. Jeff Bridges, and he was very humble about his upbringing. And he said, look guys, simply, I am just extension of my parents, okay? Without them, I'm nothing, and so on. You mentioned, of course, your parents came from theater background, and in a way, yes, the acting was very big, but do you feel that you probably, do you think you would have the career you have if you wouldn't be influenced so much?
Disneyland. No, what if? That's Disneyland. No, of course. There's no other way. I couldn't have done this without them. Of course not. And I couldn't have done this with my biggest. What's the word? There are holes in time almost. There are moments in where, and you can just call it luck. Okay,
Yeah.
call it luck. But the luck it's like a hole of coincidence, and I've seen so many moments like this, where, and especially when I look back, where I go, I was there. I had I was gonna see lions, and I got bitten by a lion. But because I was there, I